Good morning, children. Happy morning to all. Now we are going to discussing about the chapter is sexual reproduction. Previously, we learned to asexual reproduction and various type of asexual reproduction, especially in plant vegetative propagations. But now this class, sexual reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? It is a main important event of flowering plants. The process of producing new one organism by own kind, but involved two gamete, male and female gamete. So there is a reproduction involved two individual like male and female organism. So sexual reproduction it gives to variation seen, and that's why it's a different from all the organism. Now sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Sexual reproduction in flowering plant because it is production of male and female gamete and involved diffusion of male and female gamete, and there is a form as a two even, one is called gametogenesis, latter is called fertilization. Now see, so there are fusion of male gamete respectively. There is a depending on the nature of fusion of gamete. The gamete is classified into differentiated type. For example, anisogamy, isogamy, and oogamy also respectively. See, isogamy, it's morphologically and physiologically similar in nature. Anisogamy, either morphologically or physiologically dissimilar. And oogamy, both morphologically or physiologically dissimilar in nature. This is called a oogamy. So these depending on the gamete nature, fusion like involved of sexual reproduction. So children, flower is a main reproductive part of the plant. So it have to happen from the process is called pollination and fertilization. Before fertilization, I see even pre-fertilization and post-fertilization, like etc. Now we will discuss one by one of a flower. Why that is called a mainly important reproductive organ of the plants. And sexual reproduction, there involved a process. For example, there is three stages of higher plants in sexual reproduction. For example, pre-fertilization and fertilization and post-fertilization changes are there. So pre-fertilization, like event are there, is a development of gamete and gamete transfer. So now flower is view is multi-dimensional perspectives from time and the time of immemorial. So it is a mainly important of reproductive organ of the flower, especially in plant. So generally flower consists of two, for example, essential part of the flower and accessory part of the flower, which are part of the flower is directly involved reproduction. It is called essential part of the flower, such is called androecium and gynoecium. And which part of the flower is not directly involved in reproductions. There are help to supporting organ like is accessory organ. For example, in calyx and corolla, there is another is a perion. So and another, there is a way of class. See what are the male part of the flower and the female part of the flower. See one by one. See this picture is shown is male and female part of the flower. The male part of the flower is called like is a long filament as a structure is called filament, and there is a two lobed structure is called anther. See there anther released as pollen grains. This pollen grains is able to germinate part of the flower, and female part there is a first tip of the gynoecium is called a stigma. Then long and cylinder like appearance is called a style. The swollen portion of the region is called ovary. The inner ovary is seen in the part is called ovule. Each ovule connected from surrounded the layer is called ovary wall, like is called already you know that pericarp. So see that all the part is male and female part of the flower. In sexual reproduction, to reproduce sexually, plant have male and female reproductive organ on their plant. For example, male part of the flower is called a stamen. See, otherwise consists of is androecium. The female part of the flower is called a carpel or pistil. It is otherwise called a gynoecium. So flower is a very important organ of the mainly involved in sexual reproductions. See various flower. Because flower became to converted into fruit, fruit became to seed, seed is able to germinate. So flower is a mainly important organ of the reproduction. See given so again recall to that of sexual reproduction in flower and also is flower. See the male part of the flower is called a stamen and female part of the flower is called a carp or also called a pistil. So again see there is a two part of the flower is called, one is called essential part of the flower and one is called a accessory part of the flower and non-essential part of the flower. Essential organ like androecium and gynoecium. Androecium unit of androecium is called stamen. Another is gynoecium is called pistil or carpel is seen. See non-essential part is like a sepal, other is called a calyx and petal, other is called a corolla. See as respect to for attract to flower help to pollination of corolla. See stamen it consists of anther and flamen. The long and cylinder like appearance is called a flamen. That each flamen attached to part of a flower is called a anther. See anther and released to minute microscopic particle is called a pollen grains. And a carpel consists of the stigma at a tip and the style is long and slender. And ovary is swollen part, ovule inside of the ovary. See there all should be consist of is carbon, another is called gynoecium. See accessory part of the flower like sepal and petals. See sepal and productive part of the flower and petal it is attractive part of the flower able to help in a pollination. Okay, thank you children for see another NVIDIA uploaded for 3 fertilization structure and event.